It's a good thing that Carson Wentz doesn't have the discipline to go on a diet that Philly 500 does. If he did, you might as well put him out to pasture. Let him feed among the cows. Let his fat ass graze. You know what I mean? Because the truth is, I'm never gonna fit in that jersey. I'm never gonna fit. I can't even make it one day. One day on a diet. Stop your whining. Stop your little crying. Look at you. Look at you. Look what you've done to me. Look what you've done to me. I'm sick of it. Sick of it. You feed your stinking face. You mother humping face. Eating all the time. Code Red Donut. Code Red Jake. Code Red. Sick of it. Sick of it. Wake up. Grow up. Be a man. Be a man. What? That's right, you better stay down. You better stay down and put that Mountain Dew away. Why do you think I sent you to bed, dog boot camp? Sit down, sit down. Things are gonna change. You're always feeding your fat face, your stinking fat face. This and this and this. Stop eating. I'm gonna fit in that jersey. Things are changing around here. We're gonna be positive. You understand your fat face? Sit down. We're going to change jersey. We're going to get into it. Carson Wentz looks great. He looks great. OTAs lost weight. Looks beautiful. And let me tell you this. Yep, the cowboy, Mr. McLean. You Americans are all alike. But this time, John Wayne doesn't walk into the sunset with Grace Kelly. Scary Cooper, asshole. Oh shit! That was crazy! Happy trails, Hans. Dallas still stinks. Your by do King Dingbat here, so here we go again. OTAs start for the Eagles, and like I say beforehand, before OTAs start every year, don't get too caught up in it. Don't look too deep into it because they're not in pads. They're not playing any games soon. It's far away, and you can't take a lot of information, what you see on the field, and say that that'll translate into the games, into the regular season. But at the same time I say it, I cannot help but fall back into the trap. I cannot help it. I cannot help but be excited from some of the things that I saw, some of the things I listened to, some of the things I heard, and I just can't help it. Now, I believe the things that I'm excited about are not necessarily things that you shouldn't get caught up with in OTAs, okay? The things that I think I'm excited about are just good signs of things that are happening, things that are going on with the Eagles. Like, for example, the first thing that I was really excited about, and it was kind of surreal to me, okay, was seeing Deshaun Jackson back on the field with the Eagles, with the number 10 jersey on. I mean, it was a surreal thing. I hated with a passion when Deshaun Jackson left. I didn't like it at all. I hated the way he left. To see him back, to see him out on the field with Carson Wentz yesterday, it was a surreal moment. It was really, really cool. Got me real excited. Made me want to work hard for my diet, even though I blew it yesterday. But I'm back on track today. Okay, I think I am. But anyways, seeing Deshaun Jackson out there was very, very awesome. And it was just a cool moment to see in OTAs. Now, the other thing that got me really excited about this team and about this upcoming season is Carson Wentz. Okay, Carson Wentz looks fantastic. Now, I'm not talking about how he was throwing the football or how things are going to translate on the football field. I'm not even talking about that stuff. What I'm talking about is from a health aspect. He looked really healthy. He looks really healthy. He looks really good. He looks lean. He looks like he dropped some weight. Like, if you remember last year, he looked like he was like bulking up almost, you know what I mean? And part of it was because he was limited into what he could do in training and rehab coming off that knee injury. But he looks lean. He talked about his diet and really focusing on finding out what works for him, what will add years to his career, and what will keep him healthy. And he's really putting a lot of emphasis on that this all season. And that I'm very happy about. Okay, I'm very happy that he's taken that initiative, and he looks great. He looks really healthy. That's the one thing that stood out to me. He looked healthy. If you look at some of the video and the footage, Okay, he does not have a knee brace on. He will not have a knee brace on. This will help him next year. He's not playing with a knee brace this year, so that's good. And one of the things that you could see with Carson was maybe because he's a little lighter, he looked very fluid in his movements. He just went back and forth, side to side very quickly. He looks like a guy who has that initial burst back. Remember some of the games like against Chicago where he did the spin move, and he always had a great initial burst to get out of pressure, to get out of situations. That was on display yesterday. He looks like that extra burst, that extra initial step is back. And that's pretty common when you're coming back from a torn ACL. They always say it takes one whole year, and that's what where he's at now. So that's not a surprise that his burst, would come back. But just to see him leaner, just to see him look healthy, he talked a lot about stretching and things like that. And I'm excited to see what he's done this offseason, the work that he's putting in, in terms of his diet, in terms of stretching and all those kind of things. And we'll see how it translates on the field. But at least we know he's putting everything into it. He looks great. He just looks like he looks healthy. And I'm excited to see what he's going to do this season. But this is exactly what I expected. It is exactly what I wanted to see coming into OTAs. A healthy-looking Carson Wentz, a guy who looks a lot leaner, looks like he has his initial burst, and he's just fluid in his movements. His arm looks live, and so far, good signs. We'll see how that translates later on the football field and those kind of things later on. So we'll definitely see that, And then there were some other guys that I heard good things about. I heard Dallas Goedert looks really good. Vontae Maddox apparently looked really good. Things like that. Rasul Douglas is built like a safety now. I'm telling you, just watch out. See if they put Rasul to safety. I have a weird feeling that all that bulking up and stuff that he did this all season is for that exact reason, but we'll see. So those were really the first, observations I saw and noticed at OTAs. It was really all about Carson Wentz. And then we should mention Malcolm Jenkins was not at OTAs. Now, these are still voluntary OTAs, so we'll see if he shows up for the mandatory ones later in June. But I think it's pretty clear he wants a contract. I'm all for giving him a contract, making him happy over the course of the next few years. I don't think you can sign him to a long-term deal because of his age, but I do think that if you could do something to keep him happy this year, maybe next year, something like that, the Eagles should do it. I trust that the Eagles will work it out, and I hope that when we get to mandatory OTAs, he shows up. But to me, it was really all about Carson Wentz, and Carson looks absolutely great. So before I end this video, there are a few things I do want to talk about. The first thing is that the Eagles did make a minor move today. They signed an offensive tackle from Arizona State University. He was a undrafted rookie free agent who was at the Eagles rookie tryouts. His name is Casey Tucker, and he's an offensive tackle, 6'6", 308 pounds. And the great thing about him is he is a guy who can play tackle and guard. He's played multiple positions in college, and I like this. I like any offensive lineman that can play multiple positions on that line. I think those guys are very valuable. I don't really know much more about him other than that. He fills out their 90-man roster, and we're going to see what he can do. But I like the idea that he can play multiple positions. That's very important to me. Now, the other thing is that this Friday night, okay, I will be debating my man Nitro Freak. Shout out to him. His link is in the description. Sub him up. But we are going to do battle. We are going to do battle because Nitro Freak is a Nick Foles guy. Philly 500 is a Carson Wentz guy. And we are going to have the Great Wentz Debate. We are going to go at it. We are probably going to disagree on a lot of this stuff, but we are going to hash it out and hopefully resolve this. So be sure to join us for that because it's going to be two Eagle fans who basically like two different quarterbacks, and we're going to go at it, and we're going to see what happens. So his link will be in the description. Make sure you sub him up. I will give you more details as it comes to me, as I know more, getting closer to it. But you don't want to miss that debate. It should be really, really good. So with that said, I'm going to let you guys go. I do have another video coming out today. It's going to focus on Miles Sanders, and it's going to focus on some projections that have been put out already this year. And that will be out later tonight or some point. But it's going to be interesting, and I'm curious to see your opinion on it. With that said, take care, talk to you later, and don't be a dingbat.